In 1980, a typical home cost 3 times the average annual salary. Today, it costs 8 times. In cities like San Francisco, London, and Sydney, that number is closer to 15. An entire generation is discovering that the path their parents took, work hard, save money, buy a home, simply doesn't exist anymore. And here's what makes this different from previous housing cycles: this isn't a bubble that's about to pop. The forces driving these prices are structural. They're not going away. Today we're going to explore why housing became unaffordable, who benefits from keeping it that way, and what happens to a society when owning a home becomes impossible for most people. Let's start with the obvious question: why don't we just build more homes? The answer reveals everything wrong with housing markets. In most cities, building new housing is nearly impossible. Zoning laws dictate what can be built where. In many American cities, up to 75% of residential land is zoned exclusively for single-family homes. No apartments. No duplexes. Just houses. This artificial scarcity is by design. Existing homeowners vote. They attend city council meetings. And they consistently oppose new construction. Why would someone who owns a home want more homes built? That would lower their property value. So we have a system where the people with the most political power, homeowners, have a financial incentive to block housing for everyone else. But here's where it gets worse. Even when developers want to build, the process takes years. Environmental reviews. Community input sessions. Legal challenges. In San Francisco, the average time from proposal to construction is 4 years. In Tokyo? 6 months. There's another force driving prices that most people don't think about: housing has become an investment asset. Private equity firms, pension funds, and wealthy individuals have discovered that residential real estate is incredibly profitable. Since 2008, institutional investors have bought hundreds of thousands of single-family homes, converting them to rentals. Blackstone, the world's largest private equity firm, owns over 300,000 homes worldwide. And it's not just corporations. In some markets, up to 20% of homes are bought as investments, not primary residencies. Then there's short-term rentals. Airbnb alone has removed over 1 million homes from long-term housing markets globally. This means regular buyers aren't just competing with other families. They're competing with hedge funds, foreign investors, and tech platforms. The result? Cash offers above asking price. Bidding wars. Home selling sight unseen. The dream of home ownership has become a speculation game, and regular people are losing. This isn't an American problem. It's a global phenomenon. In Canada, home prices have tripled in 20 years. In Toronto, the average home costs over $1 million. Vancouver is even worse. The UK has seen prices rise 500% since 1995. A typical London home now costs 15 times the median salary. Australia, New Zealand, Ireland, South Korea, the story is the same everywhere. And in each country, the same pattern emerges: young people priced out, wealth concentrating in property, and politicians unwilling to act because homeowners are their most reliable voters. China actually tried to address this with strict regulations on housing speculation. The result? Their largest property developers collapsed, threatening the entire economy. That's how deep the problem runs. The housing crisis isn't just about buying property. It's reshaping society. When young people can't afford homes, they delay having children. Birth rates are collapsing across the developed world, and housing costs are a primary driver. Inheritance is becoming the only path to ownership. If your parents don't own a home, you probably never will. We're creating a new aristocracy based on property. Rents are rising faster than wages, trapping people in a cycle where they can't save for a down payment because too much income goes to landlords. And the wealth gap is accelerating. Those who bought homes before 2010 have seen their net worth double or triple. Those who didn't are falling further behind. This isn't just an economic problem. It's a social stability problem. Throughout history, when young people lose hope in the system, bad things happen. There are solutions. We know what works. The question is political will. Vienna, Austria has kept housing affordable for decades through massive public investment in social housing. 60% of residents live in subsidized units. Tokyo builds relentlessly. Japan has national zoning laws that prevent local communities from blocking development. Result? Housing costs have stayed flat for 30 years while other cities doubled. Singapore provides public housing to 80% of its population. It's not a free market solution, but it works. The common thread? Treating housing as a human need rather than an investment vehicle. But these solutions require confronting powerful interests. Homeowners who vote. Banks that profit from high prices. Investors who see housing as wealth storage. Until we're willing to make those fights, the crisis will only deepen. If this helped you understand the housing crisis, subscribe for more on the forces shaping our future. And tell me in the comments, do you think you'll ever afford a home?